Hello everybody, I'm going to present on the effects of Disney princesses on girl self-image. I began with Walt Disney's creation. Disney has been creating a fantasy world for children of all ages since the 1920s. His company continued to his dream after he passed and filled our minds with great imagination. Disney brought us into a world filled with magic by creating such characters such as the fairy godmothers, the princesses. He gave us a glimpse of what love and happiness looks like. He allowed us to broaden our imagination and filled our dreams with genies and flying carpets. I'm going to discuss 5 princesses that had lasting effects on girls all over the world. Their stories were fun-filled, but they also had many stereotypes and displayed certain gender roles. We start with Cinderella. Cinderella was drawn in the image of a Caucasian female. She had beautiful blonde hair, she had deep blue eyes, her lips were very pink, she had a tiny waist and a tiny nose. And in the Cinderella story, Cinderella was rather submissive and kind of weak. She played that damsel in distress role. She was controlled by her stepmother and stepsisters, but she longed for freedom. She eventually found out that beauty was the way to win the heart of a man that she wanted to be with. And what that reflects to little girls is that being beautiful is the key to getting what's desired. Now, ultimately, Cinderella and Prince Charming married and lived happily ever after. However, we really don't know what happens after they marry, but little girls watching this will think that they'll be happy too right after they marry. Some stereotypes and gender roles associated with Cinderella is that she was kind of weak, kind of passive, very dutiful, and somewhat fearful, like a lot of females tend to be, or society would sometimes have us portrayed. Although she was already physically attractive, she felt she had to change even more to get what she wanted. So that tells girls that they're not pretty enough until they put on some makeup or change their hairdo or dress nicer. For Prince Charming, he was very macho, kind of assertive. He was a leader, and males are normally portrayed as such. Mainly they were heads of households. He gets to choose his mate out of all the girls in the land who got all dressed and dolled up for him in hopes of being his princess. And males kind of carry themselves in such manner anyway, as though they are kind of God's gift to women. And he gets to be the hero of the story. So the overall message for Cinderella is that a girl has to be patient, kind of passive, and wait for her prince to arrive and rescue her from a terrible situation. Next we have Tiana. Tiana is drawn with big, beautiful brown eyes. She has full lips. She wears a dark color lipstick. She was drawn to have a wider nose. She has a tiny waist. Her hair is jet black or dark brown. She's very assertive and very confident. She is known to be stronger than Prince Naveen at times, especially when they were frogs. She saves Naveen from the alligators, and it was she who makes the rafts and carries them across the river. And what that says to little girls is that men sometimes need rescuing too. In this instance, Naveen was made out to be kind of weak and kind of needy. Tiana was pressured, though, to change her mind, because in the beginning of the movie as a child, she swore to never kiss a frog no matter what. However, it was Prince Naveen who was able to convince her that a kiss would turn him into a prince. And she did it. So little girls watching this feel that it's okay to go against your own beliefs for future with a prince. Some stereotypes and gender roles associated with Tiana is that Disney placed this character in New Orleans in a predominantly black neighborhood. Tiana, she had very little money. She had to work 2 jobs in order to achieve her goal of owning a restaurant. And there's a stereotype that people of color have to work more than 1 job to make it in life. She holds family dear to her heart. She's very physically attractive, and she ends up teaching Naveen how to cook. Naveen, on the other hand, he's very attracted to beauty. He automatically thought Tiana was a princess when he saw her in the ball gown and thought that she could help him turn back into a prince. He's very talented. He could play instruments, and he was the object of affection, very charming. Women swooned over him. This would almost say to females that it's okay to idolize men who are talented, so it's okay to look for men who resembles musicians today. He was very gorgeous, kind of egotistical though. There's a scene where he's laying in the raft and he's kind of playing his music while Tiana's doing all the work, and she's steering the raft. In a way, this kind of relates to little girls that they have to do some work to get this kind of man. So the overall message is that a self-made, hardworking woman has to teach a man a few things about life and vice versa. However, in this instance, she did not have to be rescued by him, but she did have to work to get him. Next, we have Pocahontas. She has beautifully arched brown eyes. She's very slim. It has a tiny waist. She has extremely long, thick, dark hair, and her face was drawn a little elongated. Her nose has 2 nostrils, and she has puffy, bee-stung lips. She is very strong-willed and athletic. In the movie, she moves about the wilderness really easily. She's physically attractive. Although Pocahontas is supposed to be about 18 years old, she is wearing a dress that shows a bit of skin and is very sexy. And children may think it's okay to be sexual when they're teenagers. She's nurturing and she cares about her tribe. And she shows this by not going away with John Smith. She chooses to be with her people and be there with them instead of following her heart. And that kind of tells girls that it's okay to do that, and females are often expected to consider other people's feelings. Some stereotypes associated with Pocahontas that she's very spiritual. She consults with a spirit tree in the movie, and American Indians are often thought to be spiritual beings. She's knowledgeable in healing and seen as a nurturer. She tends to the health of John Smith, and it's something that he admired. And that kind of plays into the stereotype that women are natural healers. Or natural nurturers, sorry. She's barefooted, wears a tattoo. She's kind of defiant. She stops her father from punishing John because of the feelings that she had for him. And that message is, it's okay to defy your parents for love. Now, John, he's the captain of the ship. He's blonde, he's gorgeous, very attractive, very bold, and he kind of fell victim to the nurture of Pocahontas. The overall message for Pocahontas is that following the needs of the tribe is more important than following your heart. Next we have Mulan. Mulan is very small. Her eyes were drawn without pupils. Her nose, she didn't have a bridge. Her hair was thick and black. She had beautiful cupid bow-shaped lips, a small waist, and her breasts were smaller than other Disney characters. Mulan was displayed as being strong and willful, and she was sort of a feminist. You know, she felt she could pose as a male and do just as much as they can in the army of warriors that she hid in. She was also kind of defiant, but she was also recognized as a hero. And what that says is that it's okay to be defiant as long as you come out victorious. Some stereotypes associated with Mulan is that she's a princess, so it's expected to be kind of delicate, as most women are. However, she was also a warrior. You know, kind of indicates that stereotypes that everyone in Asia fights or knows martial arts. But she, in this case, was a warrior, and she stood up for what she believed in. She got to play both male and female roles. After the war, she goes back to being her beautiful princess self. Now, Li Shang, who he displayed a lot of bravery. He was a warrior too, who was kind of tough like men should be. He too believed that men are the only gender who can be warriors and did not approve of females in the war. He was determined and he was dedicated. He wanted to stop the Huns' attack on the king's kingdom. And to me, I mean, that says that it's okay to use violence to save what he loves. So the overall message for Mulan is that females need to fight for something they believe in. But once you have it, you can go back to being very sensitive, submissive, kind of troublesome, and beautiful. And lastly, we have Jasmine. Jasmine wore a lot of jewels. She had very small waist. Her nose was drawn as curved with nostrils. She had long, flowing black hair, beautiful almond-shaped brown eyes, and she wore winged eyeliner. Jasmine was kind of defiant. She snuck out of the palace, hung out on the marketplace to be with the commoners, and that's where she met Aladdin. And what that tells girls is that it's okay to be sneaky and defiant. After all, you might find love. Jasmine's very attractive. She uses her femininity to save Aladdin sometimes. She's very assertive and confident. She refused to marry her father's choice for a prince. At one time, she does become a thief herself. She steals an apple from the marketplace. She becomes fascinated with Aladdin as they go on the magic carpet ride. This is where you see where she falls deeper in love with him because she's being shown such magical wonders. And to me, that says that it's okay to fall in love with someone who introduces you to something new and something different. There are some stereotypes and gender roles associated with Jasmine. She's seductive and she shows a lot of skin. And Jasmine's supposed to be about 16 in this movie. And this tells girls that it is okay to dress seductively as teenagers. She wears bulky jewelry. You know, some girls may feel as though jewelry enhances their beauty. She's also very thin and very graceful. Aladdin, on the other hand, he is very street smart. He knows how to survive in any condition. He is also very emotional and sensitive sometimes. And it's okay to have feelings. He's a thief, so he stole for survival, though. He tried to change his love. This is kind of a role reversal. He kind of made the wish to be the prince in order to gain the heart of the princess, kind of taking on that Cinderella story. And the overall message for Jasmine is that love can come from two different people. Fight for it by whatever means possible. I conclude by giving a few main points. Let's see. Being beautiful is the key to happiness. Being sexual and showing skin and flirting is okay. It's okay to try to look older. This makes you more attractive. Men will come to the rescue. Defy who you need to and fight for what you want. Sometimes you have to be sensitive. Sometimes you have to be submissive. You want to reach the fantasy of living happily ever after. You need a man who's brave, strong, and attractive. You will eventually find your true love. And this kind of concludes my presentation. It seems Disney had princess characters from almost every culture except Latino. Kind of makes me wonder if we'll see a Latino princess and how girls will react to or what they will take from her. So thank you for listening.